Okay, sorry. So you see a little like that bump here? So you're also strong, you have been doing it for a long time, you're senior. So you know, this is our last year for a few of you, for you three is the last year. So, and you know, you guys are strong. So in your case what you need to do is, one is consistency, meaning like you need to be like a clock. And the second is you need to be better at the pickup of the load. Like you need to be smoother and not just a punch and then power. It needs to be efficient. So when I see you on the water, what I'm talking about is I like to see you like in a more controlled arrival of the body. So like the body is set earlier, and then the body and then I'm getting into the catch, and I know exactly what I need to do: place, load, and push. And I'm not, you know, like doubting when I'm going to prepare my body, when not. When the blade hits the water, I don't want to be one stroke opening the body, the other one not. I want to be like linear and powerful. You're not very tall, okay? You're actually short for what, you know, the top elite rowers are, you know, like a junior level, but you're really powerful. So you cannot allow yourself to don't be like very economical in your movement. So what I'm saying is you really need to be not doing too much. So how I'm going to put it is, the way you row, you will be able to be really good if you were 6'2" and you were like 6'35" on the earth. Correct? Then you could go the way you are. You could just keep going the way you are. But at the level you are, there is a lot of girls who are going to try to win the championships, or there is some. Or at least there is not, that you are not like 20% better to make a big difference, okay? So what I want is that whatever you have, you need to be like a clock. So what I want is that you are better on the pickup of the load, but so on the placement of how you build, don't use more than necessary. So you see the curve, it needs to be smoother how you build, so it's like you place the blade on the boat and you just grab the boat, and I want better like acceleration, the whole thing. And I want to be able to, with the same speed, like that will make that you cross the 1,000 of the race and you have produced the same for the boat speed, but you have a lot more for the second 1,000. Like you haven't dig yourself into a hole, not making the boat faster, but rowing like not as efficient as you could. Make sense or not?
Yeah.
So I think it's about like, you have so much power that sometimes you don't control it, and then you lose part of it. That doesn't make the boat go faster. So you say, okay, how do I learn how much I need to put? And that's, I think, well, one of the things is how the curve builds. And how you get that number. If I tell you, okay, you need to row for 15 minutes at 600 joules. You say, oh, I think I can do 650. You say, well, try the first day 600. And then you say, oh yeah, the last 5 minutes got harder. You say, okay, well, did you feel like the pickup was deteriorating as you were getting tired? Yeah, it got worse. It was harder to maintain it smooth, or it got harder. You say, okay, now what I want is that you give me 600 or 650 or whatever as easy as possible. So to learn inside of, because if I ask you to go 500 meters all out, you're going to go harder than a 2K, correct?
Yeah.
So the idea is that you can go a 2K like a 500 because you're more economical. That's the idea. The idea is like you can always go harder because it's 2,000 meters, it's a long way. So you are always going to drop the intensity because it's a long way, it's not 500. So if you become more efficient and economical in your movement and smarter, you may be able to go faster for what you're putting on. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because that's what we need, like really like your ability to be smoother and longer, like more horizontal, learning to use better your hips, you know, like controlling a little more your body. You're powerful so much everywhere that you just pull with everything and it gives you power. But now I want is to learn to use that. So it's like, figure out how if you are doing 600 joules and I put a heart rate monitor, instead of going 160 heart rate, you go 150, 140. Okay. Figure out how you make that easy. So then when you're going for a 2K, you can go like a 500 right now, okay, a 500, but make it for 2K because your stroke is easier. Like somebody was telling me, you know, an elite athlete was telling me, like, you know, like when I feel the boat is running well, is when it's feeling light and easy, and we're going better split. And then I say, and why that gives you a feel of speed? He said, well, because I know how far is 2,000 meters. And if I'm working, if it's so hard the first 500, I know we won't be able to do the second 1,000 fast. But this athlete is going a lot. So it's not dropping pressure to feel that. No, the way he's rowing is allowing him to go all out and feel the ball light and feel like it's sustainable. So what I'm saying is learning how you can make your 500 split to be for a 2,000 meters. And this is, so it's not like a response of pressure speed. It's more complicated than that. Make sense?
Yeah.
And when you row the boat easy, well, and dynamic, and everybody is moving together, the boat gets faster with less effort. And that's a little like, I think that's your next level. It's not just pressure, speed. It's like, okay, with that pressure, like I want to go faster. And on this machine it's hard because it's just fitness, correct? So it's very mathematical, split heart rate. But here and on the water, there is a lot more that game, and I think is where you need to try to dig, okay? So you're not going to help, you're going faster and stronger on the earth, which is great. But now it's like all that fitness, like if the boat is going speed number 8, make it go number 12. And not because you're stronger, just because with what you have, you can make it faster.
Okay.
And I think this is going to help you on understanding and becoming more economical. Make sense or not?
Yes.
Good. So being more precise in your movements.
Okay.
Being more deliberate on the placement, on the hand, on the fluidity, all those things. Good. I mean, that's what makes a crew from being fast to being good to be great. It's not like that they're fitter. It's that they're more determined and they're more precise. Okay. I never said you don't need to go hard. I said you need to go hard going faster. Like you need to be faster for how hard it is. So you need to figure out how you can go faster with what you have. Obviously you're going to go as far as you can. Okay. I remember you from last year. Okay. I think what we see a little on the curve is a little like your biggest challenge. So you are tall, you have long legs, and your body is not very long compared with your legs. So the challenge of that is that you're going to feel you're eating your knees, correct? Like because your knees go really high. Knees feel it. Why does this go? I said I don't see her face. I only see her knees. So I want to see your face, it's like I see your eyes and knees. So that she has a smile on her, I only see the eyes. Like she's behind her knees. So I want you to be a little more, you want to feel like when you look at your rivals on a race, they need to see your face, they need to see your big, okay? So you want to make yourself tall. Okay, and that's something that you need to think about it. Because what is comfortable is to be done. But you need to think about that. And you don't need to be rigid. You just need to get stronger to be tall. So a lot of you know, when you see gymnasts or dancers or things, they feel really tall and like that. But it's because they're strong. You know, they kind of walk like that, but they are so strong on the core. And I think that's a little like what we're trying to build, okay? Rowing, you say all the time, do core. We need to do core. Let's do core after practice. Hey, the only core that exists in rowing, and I'm not going against any coach or anything, the best core is that sit up in each stroke. That's 99% of core. And 1% is what you can do after practice. If you want to get strong on your core, you just need to sit up every stroke. And then you will get very strong on your core, because that's hard, because there's a lot of strokes in a day and a lot of strokes in a lot of workouts. And you do core always at the end of the workout. And you know, it's good, but you need to be thinking about every stroke. So for you, what I want is to sit up more, and then when you're working here, I want you to slow down, and then instead of thinking about being so powerful in everything, think about engaging and driving. When I see you in the water, you are tall, so you are a little like everywhere. And you need to control more your body, okay? You work aggressive, you row pretty well, you are like powerful, but what I want now is to be more compact. I don't want you to disrupt the synergy of the boat, but not being in control of yourself. So the first thing you need to do is control. So like if we have a horse and we want to win a race, the first thing we need to teach the horse is to control, correct? Because he needs to go when it's time to go. If he starts going anywhere, he's never going to win anything. So for you, it's about learning about controlling your body parts and yourself and becoming stronger on your core and upper body. So you will do is work, easy work, consistent, and then not suffering, and then start learning the movements and start learning to be consistent. That when the boat is rowing at sixes and with no speed, you look great. And then when we go at race pace, you do what you can. But when we're rowing with little pressure by sixes, you look great. Right now, you look the same at by sixes than at full rate, because you are not on control. And I want you to say, okay, by sixes, a low rate, or here, a low rate, I can be perfect because there is no requirement of fitness or strength. It's just me taking control of myself. Make sense?
Yeah.
And that's your biggest challenge. Like for you to make the top boat or not, or to make the top boat to win or to be really fast, is you being individually better. If you are not in control, rowing is about consistency and repetition. If you are not consistent and repeat and in control of yourself, you disrupt the boat. And then even if you make it fast, you'll slow it down by not moving with everyone. So I think, makes sense or not?
Yeah.
And I think this is your challenge. You're powerful, you're strong, you're tall, you're aggressive. I think now is about, controlling yourself, so when we need to go, we're ready to go. We don't go like, you need to know when it's time to go and when it's time to don't go. You need to know when it's time to row well and when it's time to focus on that, and when it's time to listen at that and move with the boat and stop here, learn, slow down, accelerate. If I was teaching a dog and I said, okay, stand up, left leg down, turn your head, here, other leg, that, and I'll give him a candy, that's what I want with you. Right now, if I say left leg, the right one goes up. I say, no, the left, no candy. Correct? So I want you to learn about, very simple things, and they're very important. The little things make you, this is your biggest challenge. Not going harder is about organizing the little things, because then you will organize better yourself, okay? And I think this is a good tool for you, because it's not just a split and go hard. It will show you with the curve, okay, I'm everywhere, or I'm not consistent, or I'm not doing the thing again and again, okay?
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
So you want candy, no? So Jason, you need to bring candy on the motorboat.
Oh, Lord. No, I would eat it. That's the problem. Yeah. You want candy? Sorry.
It's gone.
Yeah, good job. No candy. You did great. No candy.
Chocolate eggs. Michelle loves chocolate. Walnuts.
So you are a sophomore. So this is, I mean, for someone is really good. So you have very good both feel, and you know God decided to give you like strength. Okay? So you got it like for free. Okay? Other people, they need to eat more, or they need to, you just have it. Okay? Strength means like the ability to take the load and position yourself well, which a lot of the people are breaking their shoulders something because of lack of strength. Okay? It's not that they're doing anything wrong. So for you, because you are in development, you are one step further for your age, and you have an advantage. What you need to do now is try to work on other things. So you have, one of the important things in drawing is to be strong on the upper body and overall in women, because women are weakened on the upper body, because that's what the sport of drawing requires. You need strength on the upper body to be able to complete the stroke. And a lot of people take time. Other people don't get it until they are 2 years down in college. Women take a long time, and you see a lot of the power curve on women being weaker on the second part because of the development, but some women are stronger than others. So in your case, you're strong on your glutes, you're strong on your core. So, and I think there is a lot of power you haven't learned to use yet, and which is fine. So when you come here, what I want is that for you, the key thing is going to be learning about yourself. So what I want is that you slow down here. When you come here, it's not about pressure. And you try to, Jason will put you a curve. It won't be like a very hard curve, so you don't need to work really hard. And then you learn to make it easy and try to understand more the parts of your body. Try to understand like how you hang and everything. You do a lot of things right, but your body is set to do them right. So what I don't want now is that you destroy them, but because you are not aware or you are not understanding them. So what I want is that when you, and a lot of the times that machine destroys us when we're strong people. Because in order to get a better split, we start breaking our stroke. And then you are very tender on the way of you haven't done much drawing. So in this case, tender was different. She was tender because her body wasn't ready. You're tender because you haven't done much. So for you, a big problem that can hit from here to next year is that actually next year you can be worse than this year if you don't pay attention because you're powerful. So if you don't pay attention and you don't learn the right movements, you might start getting worse on the way you row. Makes sense or not?
Yeah, that does make sense.
And now, naturally, you're doing it pretty well. The problem is that it's all very new. So what I want is that you follow that curve and then you relax. So one of the things I will say, take the handle. When you come to because your body is strong and your core is strong, you want to be relaxed here and learn little by little to engage your core. And to engage this part over here, your lats, okay? And then be loose on your glute. Okay, let's try. And don't try to produce that much pressure, yeah. And try to go less, a smaller curve. You can go a little more. And slow. 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 So, one of the first challenges, let's do a little legs only. So one of the first challenges is you're strong on your body and on your core. So you are using your body and you don't really need to use it that much. You can drive it with your legs and your glutes. So let's try to keep your shoulders ahead of, and you're tall too. So you don't need to, you're using your body, but you don't really need to. You need to learn to use better those legs and then use that body more on the second part. Remember, everything I ask you is challenging. So you don't need to get it right away. Just think about keeping your shoulder ahead of your hips and driving the legs and slow. Yeah. Yeah. Slow. Slower, yeah. No, slower coming to the front. So you see that's already challenging.
I can feel myself.
Good. So you go, when you get on this machine, when the coach tells you, your goal is going to be learning about driving the legs without using the body and the shoulders. Remember, when you get on the stationary, the first thing you do is bring the shoulders and the things, and you don't want that to become a habit.
Okay.
So you want to learn here and on the water the right movement. Make sense?
Yeah.
And you want to look at the curve and feel what you're doing and get that feedback. Okay? And then learn about individualizing more the legs from the body. Like what I said, keep the shoulders ahead of your hips. So if you think about these shoulders, as soon as you feel they're on top of the hips,
Okay.
you have done it too early.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then feel more the stretch here, and then learn also the speed. For you is going to be challenging learning the speed of the recovery and the speed of the legs coming. So you need to decide what speed you're coming to the catch. So you don't need to rush. You just let it come, grab it, and push. Like right now, you are just not in control of the speed of the slide. It's all too new. You need to start training here and lower the speed so you're more aware of everything. Okay? And then you're good. You have a good grip. You're relaxing your hands. So I think use this machine to teach you really about yourself and doing some drills. Okay? You don't need to develop strength, or you're young, so you're good. You just need to take strokes to build for the rowing stroke. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
Coordination is good. You have good feel, you have very good grip, you're very relaxed, you're smooth, you have good rhythm. The double, I remember you had a good stroke. But you are too, racing is too similar to training. You are always the same. And you need to learn to be more explosive and more, when you need to be on, you need to be able to change that rowing to be more kind of more dynamic or more jumpy. So I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's a problem of the curve, or I don't think it's a problem of your rowing or your coordination. I think it's a problem of learning to be more aggressive. And it doesn't go with your personality. You're a very calm person, but you need to learn to fire more. So one thing that, an exercise that will help you, I think, would be warm up and then do a workout here that it will be, for example, 20 strokes on, 20 strokes off, and then the 20 on, you can vary reps from, you could start 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, and then you do it you could do sets of 5, you could do 2 times 5 times 20. And then the 20 are max. Max meaning you're looking at the joules, you're setting the rate that you're trying to raise the joules. You're becoming aggressive. You're being more explosive on that drive. Makes sense? You're more, and it's not fitness. I'm not asking to develop fitness. I'm asking you to learn to be more, getting more out of what you have. I think there is moments where if you're in a race and we're even with another goal, is to learn to dig into these gears, and I think you need to do training to explode that. And I think for you this is the biggest handicap. The biggest handicap is to know how to turn the red light on and off more when you need to. Because your stroke is good, but it's always too similar, and that's not a bad thing. But I want to be sure that so I want to be sure that if we're 2 boats even, and you want to go because we're getting to the last 300 meters of the race and we're even and somebody needs to make a move to move, and your brain says I want to go, your body knows how to go. that you don't think you're going and your body is not really going as much as it could. You need to teach your body to go. Makes sense or not?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that you're not going hard enough. I don't think it's that you don't want it. I have nothing to do with that. I think it's that you have not yet learned how much more you can go if you to turn the switch on and off. And I think those 20s and looking at the joules are going to help you to become more explosive, quicker. You need to become quicker on the drive. More. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because, and I think more aggressive on the stroke. That's it. That is good.
Okay.
So, I mean, remember, the more aggressive you become and the more you find new gears, the faster the boat is going to go. So it's like about, I put it sometimes as, like, to want to win is not just to want it to win. It's to know how to win. So you need to train the right things to become ready for the race to execute winning. Like, nobody wins in the race because they want to win. They have trained and they already have it. And I think each one needs to focus on different things. And I think for you, it's just more about, learning about, and you need to learn alone. You need to, it's nothing nobody can teach you. It's like, when you see 650, say, I think I can get 700. That fire of, and then you cannot get to 700 and you get upset. You say, I want to get there. Maybe I'm not firing my legs enough. Maybe I'm not pushing hard enough with my legs. Maybe I'm not pushing hard enough here. How do I get that number higher? You need to figure out.
Okay.
Okay?